Well, the federal government has extended the deadline for federal employees to accept a buyout. That is the result of legal disputes now over President Trump's efforts to shrink the size of the federal government.
Doug Luzader joining us from Washington with more on this. And Doug, things have been delayed now. How do you believe President Trump will respond to this?
Well, what they're saying here is that this is a good thing and it will allow federal workers, more of them anyway, to participate in this buyout. We think that the number right now is 40 to 60,000, something in there, federal workers who have agreed to take this buyout and leave their jobs and then shrink the size of government, which is the president's goal here. There is this question, though, about whether the president has the authority to do this. And a federal judge wants to hear more arguments on this. So while there initially had been a deadline of 7 hours ago for federal workers to either choose to be a part of this or not, the judge said to Trump to extend that deadline until Monday at the least, while he continues to hear arguments about the legality of all of this. So it looks like federal workers will have a little bit more time to consider whether they want to take advantage of this.
Yeah, and while they're considering things, and there is so much to consider about it, in a system of checks and balances, Congress would hold the purse, control spending, and the government is only funded through next month. So can you explain that aspect of it?
Well, yeah, I mean, this is something that, comes up periodically now in American politics, where we have these looming shutdown threats. So we are facing the possibility of a government funding halt. So this is something that kind of is operating under a different track, but there is a lot of anger right now among Democrats about a lot of the decisions that President Trump has been making, and will they be cooperative when it comes to trying to keep the government open? The question that always looms over government shutdown debates: who's going to shoulder the blame if, in fact, there is a shutdown?
Big question there. Switching gears to an issue here in Chicago, the Trump administration suing Chicago and the state of Illinois over sanctuary cities. What is the president's goal here, and what would he accomplish if the courts do rule in his favor?
Well, we've long known about the tension between President Trump and a lot of blue state leaders and blue city leaders, and Chicago is certainly among them, perhaps chief among them. And this whole notion of sanctuary cities and whether there will continue to be cooperation from the federal level down to the city level in terms of federal aid and so on. So this is kind of one more step in the continuing tension as ICE really ramps up their efforts around the country to deport illegal immigrants that have been accused of other crimes.